I don't know about you, but I'm tired of hearing, Mimi, you look tired. I could sleep for 8 hours and still hear it because of my under eye bags. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how I make my under eyes look more awake using makeup. If you have under eye bags or hollows like I do, I hope this video helps. Let's get into it. These are the products and tools I'll be using to achieve this look. First is my color corrector. I'll also be using a concealer that is closest to my skin tone and a lighter concealer as well, so two concealers. I'll also be using a translucent powder. This one is from Laura Mercier. Love this powder down. A flat concealer brush, a pointed brush, and a tapered blending brush as well. I'll also be using my powder puff. So I'm taking a little bit of color corrector and also a little bit of the concealer that is my skin tone at the back of my hand, and using my flat concealer brush, I take a little bit of the color corrector and I just put it right where the hollow is. If you're watching this video, you'll notice that I just tilt my head a little bit just to see where that shadow is casted under my eye. So that is exactly where I'm going to place the color corrector, and you can immediately see that that area already looks lifted. Before we continue, I want to quickly explain what's happening here because it will make the placement make a lot more sense. So if you look closely, my under eye isn't just dark, it's the shadow that is creating the problem. I've got a little puff there, and then right underneath it there's a hollow. So when light hits my face, the puff catches the light while the hollow sits in shadow, and that shadow is what makes my under eyes look more tired. So instead of trying to highlight my entire under eye with one shade of concealer, I place different shades strategically in different areas to kind of balance the light and the shadow to create an even base. My goal isn't to erase that hollow because makeup can't do that if we're being honest. It's just to soften that shadow so my under eyes look more even and refreshed. So now that you understand the problem, let's continue with the solution, aka the application. After color correcting the hollow, I then go in with a concealer that is my skin tone right above the hollow, and then I go in with the lighter concealer shade right underneath the hollow, and I'm using my tapered blending brush to blend that concealer that I just placed above the hollow. And then I'm using a separate brush to blend the lighter concealer to avoid transferring products. So I like to work in sections, and this part of my makeup takes the most time because I like to be precise, because precision is going to be your best friend. To fill up the hollow, I'm using the lighter concealer shade, and I'm just carefully using this concealer brush, the flat one, to place the product right in that hollow. And while I let that concealer sit for a bit, I go ahead and prep my powder puff with some translucent powder. Prepping the powder puff before helps you with setting your face immediately you're done blending, and that helps avoid or prevent creasing. I'm using this blending brush to apply setting powder right above that hollow, just because I hate seeing too much powder in that area. Maybe hate is a strong word, but I really don't like too much powder there. Then I go in with my powder puff and I set the rest of my under eye area, and look at the magic. Congratulations to us. So that looks so much better. Okay, so now I'm just going to do the other side of my face, and I'm basically repeating the same steps that I did earlier. First of all, I'm going in with the color corrector inside the hollow, and I'm being very strategic with the placement, right? So you notice that once I put the color corrector, it instantly looks better because the shadow looks softer. I also want to mention that you don't have to use the exact products or the exact brushes that I'm using in this video. The most important thing about this is the technique, the placement, and basically the precision. As long as you're using a color corrector, you're using like a skin tone concealer and a lighter concealer, you're good to go. It doesn't have to be the exact brand that I am using. So I just wanted to point that out quickly. So once everything is blended, it's time to fill in the hollows again. And after placing the concealer, I just, prep my powder puff again, and then I blend out the concealer. I wait a while before I blend out the concealer just to let it, set a bit so that it doesn't move when I'm blending. Yeah, so once I blend that out, I just set the concealer using my translucent powder. Guys, you won't believe that I've actually never used any other setting powder aside the Laura Mercier one. I'm the kind of person that, like, once I find my thing, I stick to it. No experiments. But I think I'm actually willing to try other ones very soon. And guys, this is the final look. I went ahead and finished the rest of my makeup off camera. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope it was helpful. Please subscribe to me if you haven't. Like, comment, share, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Mwah.